Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire, where last time we met our next companion. His name is Takehu, I think. The number one's in the way. Anyway, I think his name's Takehu. And we are here in the Palace District and Serpent's Crown. And there are a couple of places we could go, but I'm going to be honest. I do want to explore all those regions, but first, I want to get to the palace. We're finally here. Let's go see what's going on in the palace. I think it's time. So, let's go ahead and move forward. And I am starting to have a little bit of just thinking about the game over the last day or so, since the last time I played. And, I don't know what companions we're going to have. Like, who are going to be our main companions. Like, it's going to be so hard to pick. Hello? You have a name?
Akira, we meet again.
Yes. Yes, I remember you. The Huana dignitary gives you a welcoming smile. Any ideas on retrieving the Harapo epic? Oh, okay, yeah. I remember now.
There's always Facina, Archimede's apprentice. No love lost there if whispers are true.
Netahei shrugs.
Archimede seems to enrage those of his inner circle, not excluding the imps.
I had questions about the tablet.
Akira, I say the relevance of the Harapo epic can't be overstated. It could prove a touchstone for the Huana. It could even... Sorry, you go ahead.
Why is the tablet so important to you? What could the epic tell you about the Huana? Let's just start at the top. Why is the tablet so important to you?
It is important to all who call the Deadfire home.
Mm-hmm.
I only tell you this because I know you can be trusted.
That's quite the assumption.
The epic is supposed to contain information on Ukaizo.
Right.
Nothing as dramatic as a set of coordinates, but anything helps.
And Okaizo's the lost island, right?
Stories are also important to the Huana. Much of who we are is still missing.
What could the epic tell you about the Huana?
The story could speak to the values and beliefs of our ancestors. The language structure, narrative voice, and use of metaphor can tell us something about the time of its inscription.
She touches her bottom lip and glances off to the distance.
We could even... I've lost you, haven't I? Akira, I tend to go on.
No, you, again, you're assuming. I wasn't lost. You had said like 2 sentences. Did you know about the epic before it fell into Archimede's hands?
Akira, from the Journal of Rakua, an explorer who found the tablet on a remote island some 20 years ago. Unfortunately for Rakua, the most we found of her was her journal among the flotsam of a shipwreck.
Why is the Royal Deadfire Company so interested in it?
They think the tablet can show them.
Netahei stops herself, weighing her words with care.
Well, the way to Ukaizo.
Ukaizo? Did you say Okaizo? She sighs and regards you with unease.
Akira, it's a mythical island, but that isn't stopping any of us from rushing to claim it first.
Why are you whispering? It seems like most Huana know about it. At least the 2 I've met that talked about it, knew about it. That's all I wanted to know.
Akira, the pleasure is mine.
Very well. She was, kind of strange, actually. She assumed a lot about us, and, I don't know. Do you want to go in the bottom floor or the upper floor? Do you tell us? There we go.
Hold a moment. You may visit the palace and its shrine, but be warned. The Queen meets with trading company vipers. Take care you are not bitten.
I have information for the Queen.
You will find her in her throne room through the door behind me. Inform the guards of your purpose.
That's what I'm doing.
Whether the Queen will hear you above the baying of her guests is another matter.
The guard gestures toward the door, dismissing you. Okay. Man, we wasted all that time and they're still annoying her, huh? Or maybe it's because we wasted all the time we could have gotten here before them. That's something that's rarely done in games, right? The aspect of time changing events. Something I really liked about Kingdom Come Deliverance. If you ever played that, it's an amazing game. But I love that game. But they have some time-based stuff. It's really fun. I think there's a second one coming. That's an awesome throne.
While I am flattered by the esteemed Hazanui's confidence, I must wonder how my people are meant to have destroyed an entire colony overnight.
The Valian dignitary aims a withering look across the aisle. A middle-aged woman with a square jaw and tar-stained teeth meets it.
You tell us. It's no coincidence that your outpost at Port Mage survived the recent storm.
She pulls a slender pipe from her pocket, but at a look from the Queen's attendants, she puts it away.
You speak as if I could command the tides. While you are casting your blame in a wide net, why not look to our Kahanga allies? We do not share their talent for shaping water.
A sizable Amawa standing by the throne takes a bold step forward and flares his nostrils at the assembled dignitaries. A hush falls over the room.
I say our guest forgets himself.
Ah, the prince. He clears his throat and sweeps his gaze from Nero to the rest of the room.
Brother, stand down.
Oh, it's a brother. Okay. Up to this point, the queen had studied the proceedings with an even expression. She half rises from her throne as she fixates on Prince Aruhi.
You are the one who mistakes my throne room for a sparring arena. I say this is beneath us.
As Aruhi lowers his head, the queen slowly centers her gaze on you and leaves it there. Hi.
An interesting visitor in difficult times. You cannot be here to deliver a favorable omen.
Oh shit. It's Galadriel talking to us in our heads while a meeting's going on. Though her mouth doesn't move, Onakaza's voice comes to you like an incessant memory nestled among your surface thoughts. What? Did you say something? It would have been fun. Like, I wish the first game had, like, those kinds of dialogue options where you could be kind of comedic. I guess the events of that, maybe you were going insane. You probably weren't in a very humorous mood. So you could still develop that. Yeah, I guess it depends on what you consider a favorable omen. So I'm just gonna shrug.
Akira, I will take uncertainty over many alternatives.
Onakaza nods.
Allow me to apologize as I toss you before the wolves.
Though she turns to the dignitaries, you still feel her attention on you.
This one is a watcher blessed by Tangaloa. I suspect that many of our questions about Hasongo will soon be answered.
The queen's voice fills the expansive throne room, leaving you with a hushed silence to fill. Sorry, what's Hasongo? If it pleases the court, I've journeyed from a crippled Port Mage. The damage to your colonies was the work of the gods. I come with a warning for the queen. How'd you know I'm a watcher? Take stock of your audience. Let's take stock of our audience here. The Valian, Nero, projects affluence in his fine garb and gems. Karu, the Rawatean Hazanui, stands rigidly, watching the assembly through slitted eyes. She seems like someone who rarely leaves her back to a door. Onakaza, the Huana queen, is all ease and comfort, though something in her bearing speaks of quiet, measured intensity. Her brother, standing away from proceedings, cannot hide a satisfied grin. The chaos of the hall appeals to him. The damage to your colonies was the work of the gods. Courtiers cast anxious and amused glances from you to the queen upon her throne. Nero seems especially confused. Hazanui Karu, however, regards you with a cold appraisal.
Uck, I know this one. Her parlor tricks frightened 10 years of every sailor in Queen's Birth.
Parlor tricks? Excuse you, sir. Raising her hand for silence, Onakaza looks to her brother. He approaches, and they exchange a few words too quietly to hear. She lifts her gaze to you once more.
We assembled to discuss the darkening of Hasongo, one of Rawatai's colonies. Watcher, it seems you have the floor.
She opens her palm and waits. Port Mage suffered similar damage when Aothis passed through. It is possible that Aothis only paused at Hasongo on his way to parts unknown. We must do something before Aothis tramples yet another settlement. Forget Hasongo. Seek the giant who crosses through who crosses through these waters. Let's go with number 1.
What sailor's tale is this?
There's no sane explanation for what's been happening. You keep waiting for one, it'll be too late.
Actually, there's a pretty sane one. I mean, Aothis' soul essence merged with that of a giant Audra statue. Audra takes in soul essence. I think there's like a term for it. But soul, and took control of the Audra. He's a god. He can do what he wants, I guess. He stood up, crushed my home, and then walked over here, crushed your home, and then kept walking. So, yeah, it's pretty sane. I think, makes sense.
Does tilling the soils of the Eastern Reach drive all men mad? You sound as crazy as the Dawn Star Dreamers.
She looks at a deer the way one would look at an especially rabid but fascinating animal.
Have you not heard the rumors, Karu? An Adra Colossus marching across the sea. Sailor tales, but credible ones.
Nero crosses his arms, looking distinctly uncomfortable.
Cantanichese. I'm acquainted with the Watcher of Cadnua from my assignments in Defiance Bay and Twin Elms.
I thought the back of that figure looked familiar. She looks a lot different, I feel like. Maybe it's just the angle of her face has changed in the picture. Continue.
Diverus? It explains the colorful nature of your reports.
I have seen things with her that are not even told in the most outlandish of sailors' tales.
Well, I guess we'll have to pick one of the new companions to come with us, because we're not leaving Pelagina behind.
And I'm supposed to take 2 Valians at their word?
Is Kana one of these guys? Kana, come speak up for me.
How came a watcher from half the world away to be involved in these happenings? Enlighten the court.
Oh, Bareth herself sent me to track down Aothis. Everyone is in danger while Aothis walks. I must do something. Aothis emerged from beneath Cadnua, my castle. He made this personal. I'm here against my will. Anyone still listening is free to help me or stay out of my way. I'm sailing in the shadow of the giant, and I could use some help. I like a couple of these. Actually, I kind of like all of these, but Bareth herself sent me to track down Aothis. That's the one I'm leaning towards. I do like number 3 as well, that he made this personal. And I think that is true. Is she doing this more because the gods want her to? Then she's loyal to the gods. Or is she doing this more because it's personal? I think if you take away either of those things, right? I think if you take away the gods commanding her to do this, she'd still do this because it's personal. And I think if you take away the fact that Aothis made it personal, she would still do it if the gods told her to do it. Which is the kind of the problem we're having with this decision. I'm here against my will. She's not. I do like that line, but she's not. Sailing in the shadow of the giant, and I could use some help. We could do that one. That one's... It doesn't really, define her reason for doing it. And I don't know if she really believes that everyone is in danger while Aothis walks. Right? Obviously, I mean, it's a big giant. He's not gonna... I guess he could. He's immortal, probably. He could go around the entire world stomping every settlement he comes across. But that would take a long time. I don't... I think that one's a bit sensationalizing. I'm sailing in the shadow of the giant, and I could use some help.
At least you've got gumption. Nothing worse than standing around in the middle of a storm.
She glares briefly at the queen.
What are you asking of us?
I was told you know where to find Luminous Audra. I can track him through the Audra veins.
Ah, well, by all means. Let me mark every site of value on your map.
Thank you.
Acting on this threat would be reckless until we understand it better.
Onakaza doesn't look away from you as she addresses the other dignitaries. You're not listening. Give me what I want and I will stop it. This is what I do.
I believe our course is clear. We will send the Watcher to Hisongo.
Onakazo spreads her hands calmly, assured of her reasoning.
Set sail to the west of Nekataka. I would tell you to keep a weather eye out for a lighthouse, but the god of light did not appreciate competition. Something to add, Hazanui? You have an eager look about you.
She believes
herself entitled to my ear, I say.
Oh. Onakaza's gaze wanders back to you only briefly.
Only that Hasongo is a Rawatayan outpost. It would be useful for the Watcher to take one of ours along.
Is that the other companion on her left there? The one I thought looked really cool in the splash art? She's got a gun. She inclines her chin at another woman standing nearby.
Ma'am.
I think it is. A composed Amawa stands at attention, her furrowed brow cleaving down otherwise warm features. By her feet, a colorful bird preens itself without concern.
Maya's an expert sailor and a better sharpshooter. The best the Brass Citadel has to offer.
She looks you in the eye and gives you a slow nod.
Whatever comes your way, she'll see it first.
If it gets me and Ashiza out of diplomat duty, we'd set sail with a drunk scolder at the helm.
Maya sighs with resignation and nudges her bird affectionately with her toe.
And shut us out entirely? We have every right to know of any hazards in these waters. Pelagina, go with the Watcher. See that the Republics are served in this investigation.
No. Her name is Pelagina. I've been saying it like that for the last 100 hours. I'm not changing it. Nero turns to the godlike warrior standing off to the side.
Ah, Your Excellency. Hamed Kong Swalias.
English, Pelagina. English. Pelagina's golden eyes flash in your direction, but her face betrays no hint of emotion.
That will be enough parading of champions for now. I'm certain that our guest knows how to assemble a crew.
Do you have a champion for me? Onakaza raises her brow and scrutinizes the pair. I'll take Maya, always good. Well, yeah, can I take both? Always good to have a rifle on hand. Pelagina, welcome aboard, your sword is needed. No thank you, company would just slow me down. Can't I take both? I need all the help I can get.
Akira, if you can stand the chattering of unlike minds on your ship, that is your prerogative.
Onakaza blinks with amusement as she takes note of the look that Maya and Pelagina exchange.
Good thing I'm already accustomed to cramped quarters and temperamental birds.
She winks at Pelagina. Ooh, I like her. Jyoti nibbles on her lip to hide a spreading smile.
We both have our orders. I have no interest in interfering with you as long as you do not interfere with me.
Alot flashes a quick, pleased glance.
I believe we are finished here. Aruihi?
Aruihi. Queen Onakaza rises from her throne, and the surrounding guards stand at immediate attention.
Aren't we popular? Take care at Hasongo. The Deadfire was overfull before Aethys blundered in.
Onakaza nods to you as she adjourns.
And take care with your trading company spies.
She glances at Maya and Pelagina. Pelagina's fine. She's really, yeah. She's not that loyal. I mean, she went against their orders before. She'll do it again if I ask. I'm sure. She's loyal to me.
I say it is beyond time our guests lick their wounds somewhere else.
He banishes the foreign dignitaries with a swift, unmistakable, disgusted wave. Alright. We've been banished. Alright, so she is a ranger. I think we're going to accept that. Ah, she's cool. And then my girl Pelagina. Do we want to make her something else? Kind of think a Crusader would be fun. Sure, let's do Crusader. Oh, this got a subclass. We're going to keep that. I want to see what that subclass is all about. Oh, no. What are we going to do? Ooh, achievement. Recruited all companions. Well, that's spoilery. I guess these are my companions. This is the hardest decision of my life. If anyone would be so kind, if you can do it without spoiling anything, do I need to have them in my party? Like at all times? Not at all times, but like, do I need to have them in my party a lot to experience the whole story? Or is it the kind of thing where I can kind of get their story by talking to them on the ship a lot? Because I do want to know. Also, is it possible to hear everybody's story in one playthrough, sort of thing? I don't know. Okay, I do like you a lot, Takehu, whatever your name is. Shit. I mean, I can't get rid of Edir and Atloth. I mean, they're my boys. And to be honest, Jyoti has kind of like really fit in well, and I really like whatever's developing between these two, even if it doesn't turn into like a romance. I'd like to see the end of it. So that leaves me with one slot. Can I get rid of myself? How can I not take Pelagina with me? But I think Maya's really cool. And I do like Seraphin. Shit. It's gotta be this, right? We're gonna go with this for now. And hopefully I'll be able to sort of gauge, cool and interesting quests to be able to take other companions with and stuff like that. I am curious also, let me know if like these guys are getting the same amount of experience, or if it's like the last game where they get some experience but significantly less experience than the main party's getting. Gotta take Pelagina though, she's our girl.
Watch her while we have the chance.
Who said that? The prince, okay. Alright, Pelagina. Or Pelagina. Okay, so you. Do I have somebody with Arcana already? I do. Okay, well this is making it less likely for me to bring her. She's gonna be redundant in her skills, which makes her much less wanted, unfortunately, in terms of the current party. Mechanics is something we're probably definitely going to need some of the mechanics. Right now, Seraphin has mechanics, and that's it. We have alchemy with her, Arcana with Aloth, athletics with him, explosives with me. So it's stealth and all that. I don't really see her using any of these. Alright, well, we'll keep pumping it into athletics. Intimidate. We don't have anybody with Intimidate. Or Diplomacy, do we? No. Alright, well, she's got Intimidate, which is nice. But yeah, that's probably going to make it so I don't actually use her very often. So we do have a subclass. What does that get us? Is it this one? Yeah. The Frama Me Soulier, or the Brotherhood of the Five Sons, is a paladin order of the Valian Republics. The Five Sons refer to the five Valian dukes, or Duke Bells, or Great Dukes. The Brotherhood is loyal to the collective will and of the Ducal Congress, rather than to any particular duke or duchess. The members are forbidden from active intervention in the Congress's debate. Gain Sworn Enemy. Okay. Sworn Enemy is upgraded to Wrath of the Five Sons. Cool. Lay on Hands, you've already got Flame of Devotion. And you already got Sworn Enemy. Lay on Hands is good. I want that. And Deep Faith, or Retribution. When suffering damage, gain a stacking bonus to damage dealt on your next weapon attack. That'd be cool. Deep Faith. A paladin's defenses are directly affected by the degree to which he or she acts in accordance with the beliefs of their order. A bonus or penalty is applied to defense based on how well the paladin's reputations align with their order's preferred behavior. Deep Faith. Okay, what does this do for me? 10 to all defenses. Yeah, we'll get that. Well, Yeah, we'll get that. Good. And then boom and boom. Alright. Our options here. Zealous Aura. Focus grants accuracy, charge grants stride, and endurance grants armor rating. We'll take that, and we also get another one. Inspiring Triumph, One-Handed Style, Divine Purpose. Plus 20 to all defenses against Resolve Affliction, Dexterity Affliction, Might Affliction attacks. Okay. We're gonna get the two-handed weapon style. There and there. Okay. So we got Inspiring Triumph. Allied AoE per kill. All or 25 defense to all for 1 round. It's pretty good. Inspired Defense. Plus 1 armor rating for 1 round when damaged. Okay. Let's get Divine Purpose. And for your weapons, so you've already got Great Sword. Let's add a long sword. Oh, you already have it. Never mind. Or you have a half sword. Where's the long sword? Is that a long sword? Well, we'll probably never use a shield on her, but just in case we ever do, let's get her medium shield. Yeah. Just in case I ever need her to tank. If something happens to Adir. Okay. Next level. Requires Lay on Hands. I don't have Lay on Hands? How did I get Lay on Hands before? Did I only have 1 point in the first thing? Well, we have Lay on Hands now. That's important. And then Eternal Devotion. After use, the paladin's attacks temporarily receive bonus damage. Okay. Shared Flame. Nearby allies receive a smaller version of the flame's effect. Ooh. I like those. Glorious Beacon. Bathe yourself in a holy light, blinding enemies in the immediate area. Cool, cool. You've already got Wrath of the Five Suns, which does what for you? 5 searing projectiles shoot forth from the paladin's hands toward the focus of their righteous fury. Cool. I like that. Combat Focus, Bull's Will, Aegis of Loyalty. That could be good. Okay, so I can't get those yet until I take that. Alright. I think we're gonna get Eternal Devotion. Yep. Alright, level 6. And for this one, with a touch of their hand, the paladin restores a substantial amount of health and applies the robust inspiration to themselves or an ally within range. That's pretty good. Courageous for 1 round. So it adds one of those 2 things. Or we can get Blind Glorious Beacon. That does sound awesome. I kind of want that. Glorious Beacon. Alright. So Reviving Exhortation. Definitely getting that. That's a revive. Okay, and then we want to get... What's this? Inspired Path. Increases the paladin's maximum zeal. I like that. So this is for our aura. Also converts some hits to crits. Also, allies now also convert some incoming hits down to grazes. Okay. And now also provides allies with a constant regenerative effect. I want that. That sounds good. Alright, so Pelagina.
I am ready.
Hi.
Here we are again, Watcher. I thought we had seen the last of each other after the Hollowborn crisis.
I thought so as well.
It didn't go quite as I had planned, but it all worked out in the end.
She looks down at the 5 suns on her breastplate and faintly smiles with a shrug. Indeed, I'm glad to have you at my side again. Worked out. That's one way to put it, I suppose. Not that you asked, but my castle was destroyed and I almost died. I wouldn't say it worked out for me in the end. Jeez, Klesia. I'm glad to have you at my side again.
Perfetto.
She nods respectfully. Well done. Well done? Okay.
You only have to ask.
How are you? What happened with you and Maneha? Did they get together? Let's just ask how are you for now.
Good. I have no concerns, Watcher.
Excellent.
Oh, yes, I shall.
Hi.
Your coming is a favorable omen already.
The prince nods and crosses his arms, a self-satisfied smile on his lips. I know enough not to believe in omens. Is that a priest thing? Religion? What is that? Yeah.
Nonsense. How else do the gods whisper in our ear?
Well, they don't. For me, they come down and stand right in front of me, and then they just talk to me. Kind of like we're doing right now. I'm special.
You happen by a time when our rivals bicker and tear at each other's throats. It does not take a priest to see how the gods send us an outsider to dig under the skin of our enemies.
Aruhi chuckles to himself and nods. Honored to meet you. You don't seem to take your rivals very seriously. I'm not here for the gods. I have my own reasons. Seems I came at a bad time. You never know. I could be a bad omen. Honored to meet you.
Save your manners for my sister. Kohopa fashioned me for the arena, not the court. I will not paddle around the island. My sister wants to know if you are as useful as you are disruptive.
She trusts
me to judge this.
Sorry, I almost cut you off. I knew what you were going to say before you did.
You did not come this far to serve the crown, I say. But sailing is an expensive hobby. Loyal service can keep your galley stocked.
I could use some extra coin to outfit the Defiant and buy me some equipment. May I speak with the Queen? What kind of loyal service did you have in mind? I had some other questions. Are we interested in serving a king? Not really. We serve the gods. Like, I don't know if Klesia really considers herself to be equals with mortals anymore, with how much the gods are messing with her and asking for her help and stuff. I don't think she's arrogant enough to ever, like, consciously believe she's above, like, mortals. But I think there's probably, like, some thought in the back of her mind that she is kind of above even, like, kings and queens to an extent. So I don't think she's gonna look for loyal service. But I think she could use some extra coin.
Ikera, to patch a hull or stitch a sail is costly when supplies come from distant islands. The city has honest work for those in need, I say, and insists that everyone carry a heavy purse.
May I speak to the Queen?
I am Onikaza's shield. For a time, let it suffice that we speak with the same authority. My sister and I both value action over fine words. If you can shoulder some of our royal burdens, I know she would be grateful.
What kind of royal burden are we talking about?
My sister keeps a tight grip on Nekataka, but the filth of it drips down her palm and into the gullet.
He opens his hand for emphasis and wipes it across his shoulder.
Under our noses, I say, do foreigners smuggle contraband and pay the Rapau for their silence? Take this if you need proof.
He tosses you a silver medallion inscribed with Valian honorifics. A Valian envoy medallion? The Republics reward these for exemplary service.
Ikera, you are sharper than my guards for knowing this, I say. An envoy ship sank a day's voyage out of Nekataka. He wore that on his breast. My guards recovered it in a raid of the gullet. This confirms my suspicion. Nekataka has a pirate problem.
Aruhi's upper lip curls with distaste. I'm sorry, you needed this to tell you that? I mean, like, I took one step off the boat and I could tell you that this place had pirate problems.
Smugglers and thieves cluster like rats in Delver's Row, a growth in the bowels of our city. I want someone to peddle the medallion to the black market, earn the trust of these pirates, and learn how supplies come into my city.
Why do you need a watcher for inspection duty?
It must take keen senses to peer through the veil.
Aruhi thumbs his jaw and nods to himself. Gives you a pained look, okay.
Others will miss the details that stand out to you, I'm thinking.
Sounds profitable. I'm reserving judgment until I hear more.
Yours is not a face that others will recognize. Let no one learn that you work for the crown. They say you're on familiar terms with Ngati's chosen son, Tekeho. See that he joins you in the gullet. He knows something of our troubles already.
That's extremely promising to me. I hope they do that often. Now, obviously, they probably won't do that as straightforward, but just give you a little hint of maybe a companion that would be useful. I wouldn't have thought the lower city appealed to him.
Ikara, I'm certain it doesn't. The voyage will be good for him, I say. Be on your guard in the gullet. I fear the caverns run deeper than even Ngati could guess.
The prince dismisses you with a nod. Okay. How do I change my party? You must be sailing on your ship to recruit or dismiss party members. Okay, so we have to go to our ship.
Yes.
I think we could probably do it at a tavern too. What do we got around here?
Make it so.
What mechanism controls this door is unclear. The plate does not budge under your fingers.
Indeed.
I hope that your presence is a favorable omen. This is awesome. Water dances in graceful circles around this coral sculpture. I want one of those in my house. One day. Maybe one day. Granis Yergar. Well, that was not the face I was expecting to see. You meet a tall, brown-haired man dressed in full-plate mail. That might not normally catch your eye, but his mail is unusual, colored a deep green and emblazoned with the image of a golden tree. Hand on the pommel of his sword, he watches the crowd go by with keen eyes, relaxed yet fully alert. He narrows his eyes when he spots you.
What do you need of me?
He looks at you wearily, as if he's deciding whether you are a snake that might bite.
Well?
Tell me about yourself. He initially hesitates, unsure of your intent. Eyes narrowed, he sizes you up, then nods. Interesting armor you have there.
I suppose it is. Are you familiar with the shield bearers of St. Elka? We are a paladin order.
I might have heard of them before, but I don't remember, so shake your head.
The order began as guards for Elka, a noblewoman emissary of Kulkin, who bartered for peace with the kingdom of Vadir. The order's founders were forbidden to bring weapons to the meeting, and she was attacked. With only their shields to aid them, they fought off her attackers and brought her to safety. She later died of her wounds, and the shield bearers of St. Elka were born in her memory.
He clears his throat dramatically.
I am the son of a disgraced noble family. My father and brothers were executed for treason when I was a boy. Rightfully so, I must add. And my mother, sister, and I were thrown out on the street. All we had to our names was a trunk full of heirlooms. One of them was this suit of armor, which belonged to my eldest brother. Now I endeavor to live up to its promise and redeem my family's honor. That's the long and short of it, really.
It's pretty noble. Can you teach me what you've learned as members of the Shield Bearers?
Well, you would need to become a shield bearer yourself to really learn it all. But I suppose I can teach you a thing or two as we stand here. The privilege will run you 3,000 copper, however.
No.
As you like.
Not yet. I don't have the money. Like, I literally don't have the money. Yeah. Which is why I only had that option, I guess. What do we got here? Makarama the Buoyant, beloved of Ngati.
As you like.
Ponamu Bird Scorner. Bird Scorned, greatest of explorers. And Hemunga Makapu, defender of his people. Hi.
Ado, Watcher. Clearly you are an interesting woman to know.
Clearly.
You should speak with Governor Alvari in our headquarters down the mountain in Queen's Berth.
I shall. At first, I'll take the hospitality treasure here. I don't know why. I guess they're probably washing clothes there, actually. I don't know why they'd be washing clothes right there, but... guess you gotta do it somewhere. Check this side. Amira's blessing on your sails, traveler. Oh, thank you. Atepu. Or whatever. I don't know how to say his name. The raucous screeching of the birds in their cages is endless. Somebody feed those birds. The Juana depiction of Hylia is almost menacing in its intensity. The cartographer bites his thumbnail and mutters to himself. I thought you had a name. You do. I guess it's just not time to talk to you. Though simple in construction, the sink is clean and tidy. Do we want to go to the upper floor? Probably. Someone has finished off a quick meal here. Yeah, let's go check upstairs. I'm sure the queen won't mind. All right. Do the gods send you many omens? No.
You songwriters need a guild if you hope to learn discipline.
Not so. We speak in the tongue of Ngati and Amira. Your pretty dances may upset the puddle, but we command the wind and sky.
Hey, I have missed our little talks.
Akira.
Okay, what do we got here? Another shrine to Hylia. Was that her name? Hylia? I think so. The quiet gurgling of the fountain is a constant backdrop in this spacious chamber.
He smells one touched by the great eel, does Barati.
A sizable Amawa tilts his head up and looks down his nose at you, flaring his nostrils with hungry interest.
You are a woman who sits across a fire with death. Akira?
The Pala Knight and I are on familiar terms. He nods, clasping his hands with quiet delight.
For glutting mighty Tangaloa and hurling foes into their next life, Barati can offer payment. Coins for feeding hungry gods. Akira?
Akira.
Rewarding those who appease the great eel. This is Barati's cause. May the beasts of the dreaming lands never know famine.
Barati inclines his head and touches his brow, holding the pose with deep reverence. What bounties do you have available?
Tangaloa rolls a hungry eye toward Dichila, a Valian captain who scouts for luminous Adra in sacred lands.
Barati squeezes his knuckles until they're bone white. I'll take the bounty.
Akira. Tangaloa knew it would be so. Dichila sails her Voyager Alicio around the waters south of Nikitaka. The great eel hungers for her soul.
Barati touches his brow and inclines his head. Before I go, I have some questions.
Ask.
Nope.
You
Oops.
tank, bring nerve.
There we go. Okay, a lot of bounties in this game so far. You're a bounty hunter. You must have sailed far to come here, huh? A little bit. I was asleep for most of it, I feel like. Stealing? Thought this was a hospital? Hospitable place, there we go. I guess that's still not really... Or a generous place, maybe? We can go to the rooftop. Whatever creature these jaws belonged to was clearly massive. Clearly. While our Aruihi's collection is impressive, few of the blades are actually sharp. Huh. So this is his room. Thanks for just letting me in. guard. Not doing your job very well, buddy. Alright, let's go check the rooftop. And then I think... I guess we'll explore the rest of the palace district. And then I think I want to go to the ship. We need to take I forget his name. The guy that told us to take. To investigate the gullet. Motes of light dart through the winding stream of water like schools of fish. Also really cool. The quest he gave us, is that doable? Okay, so these are all doable. What would that one be called? We need to do that, I guess. Trade secrets? Yes, this one, right? Yeah, so we can do that. It's of my level. So trade secrets is what we are going to do first. Elder Tiger. Oh, it's the queen. Hey, girl.
You make a habit of turning up uninvited.
Yeah, that's what I do. The queen has affected a far more relaxed posture. A pair of tigers lounge indolently beside her seat.
Kahopa, Tangaloa. Welcome, I guess.
She nods down to the cats. They fix you with attentive stares that cause many of the courtiers and attendants to gasp.
Watch out. When these things lick, well, I hope for your sake you're not ticklish.
You travel with a brave crew, Watcher.
I actually heard, I don't know if it was true for tigers. I think it was cheetahs. I watched, a video of a guy who, cared for cheetahs. And, I think I remember him saying, you gotta be careful with them licking you, because their tongues are, super rough. It can, hurt your skin. And I think it could, cut you and stuff if they do it enough. It's definitely not just ticklish. I guess if you have a house cat, you would know that their tongues are rough. They got rough tongues. Good Kahopa, good Tangaloa.
Nothing to fear, I say. If a queen cannot wrangle two cats, what right has she to the Deadfire?
That's how we should make sure our presidents in America are elected. They have to be able to tame tigers. She drags a hand over both of their massive heads. They lean into the gesture.
There are many leagues between here and Hasongo. I trust you have packed for the journey?
She raises a quizzical brow. No, I just wanted to look around.
Then look. Take in every delight, within reason. But do not waste my time.
She dismisses you with a casual wave, but you catch a trace of amusement in the gesture. Yeah, I mean, your time looks like it's being used very well right now.
The boldness of foreigners.
She shakes her head and strokes the nape of the tiger's neck. Okay. I'll just let you do whatever you're doing that's so important that you can't talk to me. Royalty. They're the worst. I thought she was different. Although she's probably the highest level person we've ever talked to, right? Because we never talked to the Duke of Defiance Bay of the Deerwood. Oh, you're stray cat. Hello, Prissy. 15% healing done. And probably gain some health whenever they kill an enemy. How much health? 10. Okay. Nice. And you? You find a young man with long blonde hair drawn back in a simple club. The clothes are spare, but well-tailored, and his armor, a fine brigandine in blue and silver, is polished to a shine. He leans casually to one side, a clean hand on his hip, and sighs, bored. His eyes light up when he sees you.
Hello there! Come to have a word? I don't bite, I promise.
Okay, if anybody introduces himself like that, you run.
Yes?
Tell me about yourself.
Gladly, my friend. Gladly. And how kind of you to ask.
He clears his throat with a theatrical wave of his hand.
I am the youngest son of a noble house. Now, don't make that face. Poor, desperate fool, you must be thinking. Well, waste not your sympathies on me. Truly, I consider it a boon rather than a punishment. All the comfort and none of the responsibility. What's not to like about that?
What are you doing in the Deadfire, then?
What else brings faraway travelers to the archipelago? Adventure. I've nursed a great love for heroic tales since my boyhood. As I was loafing about my father's estate, I thought, well, Gervard, isn't it time you made a name for yourself as well? So here I am. And though I dare say I'm little use in a fistfight, I can do a fair bit of magic and draw a lovely map. So I've taken to charting the interior wilderness of the Deadfire's larger islands.
That sounds dangerous in its own right.
Ah, but it's worth it for the stories I'll one day have to tell. But truly, if I could only inspire others as I myself have been inspired by those old tales, why, it would be marvelous. Anyway, enough of my prattling. Surely you've other things to do.
Can you teach me what you've learned on your adventure?
Oh, it would be my
3,000
absolute
copper.
well.
No. You guys, I am a watcher who talks with gods. I don't need money. You should just do things for me. Sorry. I should be royalty. I should be treated like royalty. Don't they know what I've done? Without me, Wodaka would be ruling all of you. Ungrateful people. So ungrateful. I guess we can leave that this way, right? There's a second story entrance. Alright, so we finally have gotten to the palace. We've got our next main quest. We need to go investigate that island, another island that Aeth has stomped around. And then, yeah. But first, we've got a little bit left to explore here, so we're going to go this way and around. That's just a eastern road, okay. And then we'll have to take a look at our quest log and see what quests are in Nekataka that I want to do. And there's also Queen's Birth. We didn't actually explore all the Queen's Birth, so we're going to do that too when we get there.
Hunter or prey?
A woman with skin like hardened sailcloth sits upright and stares off to the distance, her lips held in a tight and thoughtful pinch. She blinks and sits even straighter as you cross her view.
So, it will be you, then.
Her hands stray toward a sheath at her side, but she holds your gaze evenly. I think you've mistaken me for someone else.
Then, I owe you an apology. I have collected many foes over the years. Some of them would sprint up the mountain to see me pushed through the jaws of the great eel.
She exhales and moves her hand back to her lap. Who are you?
You do not recognize the great huntress of the archipelago? The candle of infamy burns too bright and too fast. As Nungata Whale Splitter, I cleared the jungles and seas alike of slippery creatures. I earned my foes later, when I hunted a deadlier prey.
Men? Lots of men? Extremely tall women? Pirates? Pirates?
Akir, often. I was a bounty hunter.
I do apologize if you hear the lawnmower outside. It happens. She smiles to herself.
It's been years since I tossed a harpoon, so now I stay abreast of what bounties need filling. That's Mataru retirement for you.
Alright, more bounties. You must think everyone is out to get you.
An occupational hazard, I say. Hunters do not play well with others.
She glances away and clears her throat into her fist. Ever missed a hunt?
I miss traveling across the archipelago, answering to no one but my empty belly and purse.
She grins out at the city and sighs.
But this is a younger woman's game. Better that I step aside and make way for aspiring killers, Akara?
What bounties do you have available?
Interested in taking up the trade, are we?
Everybody else is giving me them, so why not? Nungata thumbs her chin and smiles as she considers.
I warn you that I deal in the heads of the exceptionally dangerous. A lady needs standards, after all.
She raises her brow and searches for any sign of hesitation. I assume that means that they're exceptionally well priced. In that case, I look forward to getting started. I can handle myself. Give me the details. I assume they're well priced then.
You assume right, Hunter. Let's cut your teeth on clever Bena, infamous dwarf mystic of the obscured. A scavenger, I say. Picks off those who trust her for an evening, and then pockets their coin when she's bled them out. Bena was seen traveling on an island due southwest of Osongo.
Alright, questions?
Ask away, Hunter.
Nope. Alright, more bounties. I'm assuming that one's gonna be a big one? Yeah. Yeah, okay. What about you?
Do you seek companionship on your travels across the Deadfire? Why not take a little friend along? We have many animals on offer, all well-trained and eager for a new home.
Let me see what you have.
Akira, you are sure to find one that suits you.
I want them all. But not right now, because that's expensive. We'll come back when I can just buy them all. Alright, cross the bridge. We'll visit one more building before we end the episode. Unless it's, you know, doesn't last for long. It's actually locked, so we can't go to that one. Never mind. Let's go down to this one. Muhai's estate. Is this one locked? It is not. I'm sure they won't mind me just barging into their homes. Okay, she's a ghost. Each island in the miniature model has been carefully sculpted, lined with carved rings that indicate height. Cool.
At last. Akira, I have waited a second lifetime.
Yeah, let me loot your house first. Various unfinished letters lie scattered across the desk. You catch fragments of a meandering apology, largely obscured by spilled ink. One second, I'll be right there. Don't go anywhere. A puppy and a body.
Strange. Does no one know that this woman has died? Or have the Juana left her here for some reason?
+2 to resolve, resistance to resolve afflictions, and party-wide effect. You get a bonus to resolve. Also, the duration of resolve afflictions by your party is reduced. Nice. Muhai's remains.
Any reason we're taking those?
Nope.
I'm guessing that soul's long gone, huh?
Alright. We've looted everything, even your body, so we're ready to talk.
There you are.
The spirit tilts her head, considering you. After a moment, she reaches a hand toward you. Reach out your hand. Your hand passes through hers. She lets out a soft, sighing sound and draws her hand back.
I did not expect to wait so long for Rikuhu's messenger. Or have you come as Barrett's usher? The foreigners twist even our gods. Should you not be a dwarf?
I'm helping the usher out. He's pretty busy.
Even dead, I am slighted. Akira, what injustice. But you are here to take me away, are you not? Well, I refuse to go. Never will I move from this place until justice is done.
She stamps her foot soundlessly.
I follow Magrin's
Ooh.
way. Yet sickness took me before my time. I died alone and without honors. It must be put right. My body cannot be left here to rot, forgotten. I feel it there like an itch.
Who are you?
I have been many things. And in performing my duties, I brought honor to my caste and to my kin. A sea captain, a great explorer, trusted advisor to the Queen herself. Now, that is before I left the sea for the mountains to make maps and guide others. Chief Navigator, that is what I made of myself.
Do you know where you are?
I can see nothing in this place of death but distant lights. But I feel I must be close to where I died. I have not taken one step since the darkness came.
What's the last thing you remember?
The sickness. Days of it. Lying in my own filth as the disease withered me. I passed from wakefulness to sleep with every breath. But I knew it once when it was over.
I assume this body is yours.
Yes. To think, a Mutaru of the Kahunga tribe left to die alone and forgotten. Unthinkable.
I'll fix this. It shouldn't be too hard to arrange funeral rites. No one deserves to end up like this. I'll put it right. Remain silent. I guess you weren't very popular. It shouldn't be too hard to arrange funeral rites.
No, not so difficult now that you are here to carry my body. Take my body to the Temple of Magrin in the Sacred Stair. There is a great fire there that burns eternally. Burn my body there, so that it may be dedicated to Magrin in death. I cannot pass from this life until all is in order.
Yeah, I'll fulfill the wish.
You are a blessing. I would complain that you arrived late, but no matter.
Yeah, I mean, sure, I'll go burn your body to Magrin. Sounds like something I'd do. And the guards can't stop me. I am amazing. I have the Queen's favor, I think. Anyway, that's where we're going to end this episode, guys. In the next one, we'll do that. We'll go down to the ship, get to the other guy. I forget his name. I'll remember his name one day, but I forgot it at the moment. And then we'll go do the Delver's Row quest for the prince. But until then, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will catch you later.